It is the 26th day of February 2022. Good evening and welcome to KUTV Weekend Live. Tonight we have prepared a comprehensive bulletin for you on what's happening in the country and beyond. But first, take a look at the stories making headlines tonight.
Ruto replaced as deputy party leader as Jubilee set sail under the Azimio flagship. Kenya Kwanzaa leaders accuses President Kenyatta for publicly endorsing ODM leader Raila Odinga for presidency. African countries once African artifacts lost during the colonial period returned. Russia asked Ukraine soldiers to overthrow government as the invasion enters day 3 today.
Welcome to the broadcast. I'm in the company of Sharon Wambui, our sign language interpreter tonight. My name is Odida. Let's get started. Far from the dead was the declaration made by Jubilee Party leader President Uhuru Kenyatta during the second day of the party's National Delegate Conference in Nairobi. Jubilee, which is officially under the Azimio la Umoja Brigade, agreed to replace its former party deputy leader William Ruto with Jimmy Angwenyi as Jeremiah Kioni relieves Raphael Tuju as the Secretary General.
The head of states, who doubles up as the Jubilee party leader, entered the KICC courts a few minutes before noon with an entourage of key allied leaders, to the joy of delegates awaiting him.
Wanatuambia ya kwamba chama chetu kilikuwa kimekufa, twagojea tu siku ya mazishi. Kama chama imewahi kujenga zaidi ya kilomita 12,000, hiyo ni chama ambayo imekufa ama ni chama ilikuwa kwa kazi? Tulikuwa kwa kazi ama tulikuwa tumelala?
An heart went down memory lane, insisting that the infamous handshake was based on realizing peace in the country in continuity.
Ya kwamba mkono wa salamu ulikuwa wa amani, na sio mara ya kwanza. Wenzetu 2007 kulikuwa mkono wa salamu kati ya ndugu Raila Odinga na Mheshimiwa Mwai Kibaki.
He blamed his deputy of being too eager to jump the gun, saying he ejected himself from the Jubilee party as indicated by his premature campaigns rather than seeing to the Jubilee agenda.
Sini wenyewe walijiondoa, wasisimame pahali popote waseme Jubilee imefukuza mtu. Ukijifukuza, jistaki we mwenyewe ni kwa sababu gani ulijifukuza, lakini usiseme kuna wengine ambao wamekufukuza. Umefukuzwa kwa sababu ya tamaa badala ya kutuliza tamaa. Haya, umejifukuza.
ODM leader Raila Odinga, who has already been endorsed by the party for the top seat under the Azimio outfit, was among those who made an appearance at the concession alongside Wiper boss Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka.
I see a clear sense of direction. I see leadership. Call it 3 pillars, which is Azimio One Kenya Alliance. And we thank Jubilee for endorsing that proposal.
In today's NDC, Jubilee delegates officially approved amendments made yesterday, including the governing council's agreement with other like-minded parties to partner up in the run to the August polls under Azimio la Umoja.
Kenya Kwanzaa leaders, led by the Deputy President William Ruto, NC party leader Musalia Mudavadi and his Ford Kenya counterpart Moses Wetangula, have accused President Uhuru Kenyatta for publicly endorsing the ODM leader Raila Odinga for presidency in the August polls. The leaders now want the head of state to keep off succession politics. George Mapesa reports.
Kenya Kwanzaa leaders toured Nyeri County today, popularizing their outfit to the voters as they condemn President Kenyatta for leading Jubilee Party in joining the Azimio la Umoja movement. Led by the Deputy President William Ruto, Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula, they have accused the head of state for endorsing the ODM boss Raila Odinga, who has also received support from the One Kenya Alliance team.
Nataka niwaambie watu wa Azimio, sisi ndio tulichagua Rais Uhuru Kenyatta, na ile kazi Uhuru Kenyatta amefanya kwa hii Kenya ya reli, ya barabara, ya stima, ya TTI, ya mahospitali, hiyo credit yote ni yetu sisi.
Watu wa Nyeri wamesema Rais Uhuru kiendelea vile naendelea, tutaweka kando vijana, akina mama ndio wataonana na wewe mundu humundu.
Wamefanya rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya anafanya kile wanasema shuttle NDC. Shuttle NDC. Yaani anatoka kwa NDC hii, anakimbia kwa hii, anakimbia kwa hii, anakimbia kwa hii. Vile Deputy President amesema, shuttle NDCs are not the role of the President of the Republic.
Kenya Kwanzaa leaders now want the president to refrain from succession politics as they accuse Odinga for hiding behind President Kenyatta.
Mzee Kibaki aliendesha nchi yetu kwa miaka 10 and he gracefully walked home. Hakuhangaika vile Rais Uhuru anahangaika kutafuta ni nani atamrithi. Unahangaika rais wetu, unataka kuficha nini?
Sisi tunajua Rais Uhuru Kenyatta, ama hatumjui? Na tunajua tofauti ya Uhuru Kenyatta na mtu ya kitendawili. Si ndio jameni? Si Uhuru Kenyatta tunamjua? Si ni yule tulimpigia kura? Si ni yule rais wa sahi?
The leaders also accused the ruling Jubilee Party's top leadership for using their powers to remove them from the party despite their support.
Ati wanasema wanafukuza sisi katika ile chama ya kitambo ilikuwa inajiita ya Jubilee. Niwaambie sisi tuliona kitabu, kwa sababu hapa tumelelewa hapa Mount Kenya. Sisi ni watu wa kuvuta erio. Na vile rais wetu walishikana na yule mtu wa kitendawili, tulijua hiyo nyumba itasabaratika.
Tuko na machungu. Vile ambavyo watoto wa Maumau wananyanyaswa katika Central, ndio sisi pia watu wa Mombasa tuko na uchungu, kwa sababu tumenyang'anywa bandari, tumenyang'anywa SGR inaenda kwa shamba ya mtu binafsi badala ya kusaidia watu. Tunataka kuambia Raila Amolo Odinga, kama wewe ni mwanaume, wacha kujificha nyuma ya Uhuru Kenyatta.
Kenya Kwanzaa leaders held this rally just days after President Uhuru Saganadhiri meeting on Wednesday, urging voters to support their movement. George Mapesa, KUTV.
Away from that, talks of Africa getting back her artifacts has gained momentum in the past years, with different lobby groups, art centers, museums and politicians in different countries pushing for their return. It is estimated that Kenya alone has 32,000 of its ancient objects outside of the country.
Live alongside each other.
The government is pushing to have African cultural artifacts that were plundered and looted before being shipped out of the country during colonial times returned
To us. But then the homogeneous.
The director of antiquities and sites at the National Museums of Kenya, Director Dr. Frederick Manthi, says if the artifacts are restituted in Kenya, the number of tourists looking for them will gradually increase, raising enough revenue to build state-of-the-art facilities and train more curators and handlers.
K, being the custodian of Kenya's heritage, we are taking stock. We are engaging different partners, different stakeholders in trying to really take good stock of those collections. And it has to be a multi-agency approach. There's no single player who can do it alone, and we are working together with different government departments to ensure that we take good stock those artifacts and those collections, and also engage different countries, different governments across the world to ensure that those artifacts and those collections are brought back to the country. But
about 90% of Africa's top objects and artifacts that date back 100 years on the average are not on the continent. It is estimated that Belgium alone has more than 100,000 African pieces, while France comes second with close to 90,000 African objects. It is estimated that Kenya alone has over 32,000 of its ancient objects outside of the country. The talk of Africa getting back her artifacts has gained momentum in the past years, with different lobby groups, art centers, museums, and politicians in different countries pushing for them to return.
We are encouraging people to cherish, to visit national museums, to support them, and also to help in conservation of this heritage, because it's about when we learn about our past, we prepare for the future. So how did early man live? How did they use the things or the tools that they had?
Professor of Archaeology and Evolution at University of Liverpool, John Goulmet, says the prehistoric museums has since been his archaeological research area and reference point for prehistoric investigations for 50 years.
In Kenya, you're really lucky that you have these very early sites, and it's just wonderful that they can be investigated and that the country takes in its education a perspective, a deep perspective for everyone of what humanity is.
Professor Goulmet noted that the site is also part of patches of archaeological sites that makes Kenya, and especially the Rift Valley, a hotbed of archaeological discoveries alongside Hyrax Hills Museum in Nakuru County. Samson Jura, KUTV, Weekend Prime.
It is a positive report that Kuria men have stepped up to support the battle against female genital mutilation, saying they will ensure that no fresh cases are witnessed this year after a 3-day men and FGM training program in Isebania town. The program coordinator of the Lake Region Development Program stated that as the heads of their households, men should ensure their daughters are protected from FGM.
I have
Mr. Peter Shikuku, the program coordinator of the Lake Region Development Program, has requested trained men to be the end FGM campaigners and to guarantee that the knowledge is passed on in their barazas and homesteads in order to eradicate the practice.
Would want each and every.
According to Ms. Catherine Kekungu of the Men End FGM Foundation, the majority of circumcisers do it as a source of revenue.
Would want each and every family to ensure that their girls are not getting the cut. Would want each and every child whose rights would want their rights to be respected, and therefore this message should trickle down to each and every household.
She mentioned that the anti-FGM board has helped most circumcisers in the country earn money, and she invited the Kuria circumcisers to come out and take advantage of the same.
The trainers that have been trained today to reach out in a professional way and reach out and understand from the community. The community should be able to own the efforts to end the FGM.
Mr. Peter Kimei, the director of the Men End FGM Foundation, pointed out that the grassroots organizations and anti-female genital mutilation partners are doing their part by including men in the battle against the scourge.
Other than them participating willingly, they are actually being forced to participate in a culture which is outdated. The declaration which our men made here, they are champions. We are talking of champions. We selected people who have a special role in the community. We have clan elders, we have religious leaders, we have Nyumba Kumi initiative, and we have leaders of organizations.
The 3-day training brought together Kuria men from local administration, religious leaders, teachers, medical practitioners, and traditional clan elders.
Our first male champion is the president, who is the head of state of the Republic of Kenya, who has shown immense support towards ensuring that no other girl undergoes FGM by the end of the year. His commitment is to ensure that we have no new cases of FGM by the end of this year.
The Kuria men were also awarded participation certificates as a means to motivate them for the FGM cause. Reporting for KUTV, I am Ida Kidhin.
A total of 41 people have tested positive for coronavirus from a sample size of 5,894 tested in the last 24 hours. The positivity rate now stands at 0.6%. Total confirmed positive cases have now shot to 322,906, with cumulative tests done so far totaling to 3,363,604. 10 people have recovered, bringing the total recoveries to 303,208. Unfortunately, one person has been reported dead, bringing the total fatalities to 5,639. On matters vaccination, 16,533,328 people have been vaccinated so far. Out of these, 7,780,274 are partially vaccinated, while 7,005,309,859 are fully vaccinated. We're taking our first short break. We still have a lot lined up for you. Stay tuned.
KUTV, in conjunction with Kenyatta University Funeral Home, is now offering death announcements immediately following our news bulletins at 7 p.m. At this sorrowful time, as you share in your grief, allow us to communicate your announcement of your loved one on KUTV in both Kiswahili and English. For more details, kindly inquire at the KU Funeral Home Service Desk or call 0736 928 380 or dial 020-359-9054.
The children will be placed with people of similar faith, so that these people continue inculcating good values in these children. As you know, the children are the future nation.
True.
So you need to train them well, and matters religion is one of the consideration.
Questions of maintenance.
Yes.
What does the law say about that?
Parental responsibility is a shared responsibility, like I said.
Yes.
Karibu kwenye mitindo ya kipwani. Yaani unavyoona basi niko kipwani pwani tu.
Unapopika inatakana uko half cooked.
Tui ni nazi imekunwa, inawekwa kwa hii samaki juu. Wewe mwenyewe ukiangalia samaki, mtazamaji, utaona vile inapendeza.
Niko Kilifi, niko katika kaunti ya Kilifi, Magavazi ya Gede.
Samaki mwenyewe ndio huyo kidogo. Samaki kidogo iko na maajabu kwa sababu ni tumbo yake iko juu ya kichwa.
Karibu sana kwenye mitindo ya kipwani hapa KUTV, ukiwa nami nahodha mwendesha chombo, si mwingine bali ni bibie ua linalonukia na kuvutia, Waridi Samu.
Stream live mitindo ya kipwani on our KUTV Facebook page every Saturday 4 p.m.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. Let's continue with the bulletin. On to international news. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has declined an offer by the US to be extracted saying he needed more ammunition and not a ride. The invasion of the country by Russia entered day 3, with several cities falling and a heavy focus being on the capital, Kyiv. Ukrainian soldiers have repulsed Russian paratroopers seeking to take over an electricity generation plant. With loud explosions being heard in the capital, civilians have been advised to remain in shelters, stay away from windows and balconies, and protect themselves against flying debris or bullets. The UN Refugee Agency says at least 106,000 Ukrainian refugees have left the country since Russia began its attack on Thursday. The county government of Nakuru, in collaboration with the national government with the aim of fulfilling the Big Four agenda on food security, has brought in a system that will enable potato growers access credit by borrowing against issues for goods stored in controlled warehouses.
Mr. Samuel Ogola, the Chief Executive Officer to the Warehouse Recipient System WRS Council, noted that the system targets bringing to an end exploitation of farmers by brokers, as they will now be able to sell their produce when prices are favorable. Mr. Ogola, speaking at Mauche Potato Cold Storage Facility within Njoro Sub-County, noted that the WRS will help improve commodity storage, reduce post-harvest losses that stand at 30% of the losses that farmers face, increase financial earnings to farmers, traders and service providers in the agricultural sector. According to the CEO, this WRS seeks to change the way the country trades, not only on cereals but to other commodities. Private operators providing warehousing facilities have to be registered by the Warehouse Recipient Council and Agriculture and Food Authority AFA to be eligible for the system.
The government, through then the cold storage program and the warehouse receipt system, will support farmers to deposit the potatoes in the cold storage center, which will take can store potatoes up to 3-4 months.
The WRS Act established the Warehouse Recipient System Council that was initiated by the Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Peter Munya on July 29, 2020 and mandated to oversee the establishment, development and maintenance of the system for agricultural commodities in the country in partnership with the county governments, among other players in the value chain.
Siku ya leo nimesema ni asanti kwa serikali kwa kufikiria mkulima wa mahindi. Katika hiyo warehouse system tumekuwa na mafunzo mzuri ambayo tumefunzwa, kwa sababu mahindi iko na grade 1, grade 2 na grade 3, ambaye kila grade iko na pesa tofauti ama price yake tofauti.
Farmers said the plan will enhance their access to farm inputs and implements at the beginning of every planting season and enable them acquire knowledge about post-harvest management of their produce to minimize losses.
Government aim to improve the lives of the farmers of potatoes and maize and others. The program runs across all the agriculture commodities. But for potatoes, here in Mauche is a major crop, and the farmers' livelihood will be able to be uplifted from the cold storage.
They are confident to benefit from the program, addressing the initiative beneficial, and will protect them from the manipulative middlemen who buy their produce at devastating prices. For KUTV, I am Snyder Chege.
Thank you, Snyder Chege, for that report. And now we saw to technology, where our science and technology reporter details us on web vending. Take a look.
The process of getting, or rather accessing, the internet is quite simple.
Kenya is one of the countries in Africa where the cost of data is relatively high. The internet, as we know it, is the custodian of different sources of information, helpful when one seeks to solve a problem, come up with life-changing innovations, and connecting different parts of the geography.
The Wi-Fi name of the antenna will come on.
Kenya boasts of a wealth of knowledgeable youths in matters technological advancement who are the primary consumers of the internet. The youth use the internet to do research, create employment for them and others, not forgetting the connection aspect. But with the high prices of the internet, majority are left out, and this becoming a hurdle on the road towards achieving Kenya's Vision 2030. Innovation and technology solves majority of the 21st century human being problems. Sky Digital, a tech startup based in Nairobi owned by one Mr. Bosco Somi, has come up with a way of making internet affordable by creation of a time-based internet vending machine, first of its kind in Kenya, which commercializes the internet and has some retro perspective to it.
This is a homegrown innovation. A coin based, just like the old telephone booths. You remember when you wanted to make a call, you'd go insert a coin and be able to get an opportunity to make a call. So
Right.
same concept, but in this case you get internet, an affordable internet for that matter.
Right. For as low as 10 shillings, you are able to be connected for 60 minutes. 20 shillings goes for 120, and so on and so forth. Bosco says he came up with the innovation when he lost formal employment.
The main aim of coming up with this innovation was to actually empower the youth, the young single mothers, the PWDs, and the greater communities to be able to access affordable internet.
While using locally sourced materials to make the Wi-Fi vending machines and tapping into the already established network of smartphones, this innovation will slowly kill the cyber cafe market. But let's not forget, the world is becoming digital every day.
When an ISP gives you the internet, you connect from the machine, from the internet or the router the ISP is giving you to the machine using an Ethernet cable.
Right.
All right. Now that will be your source of internet, and then from there, everything becomes plug and play, and the operating system, a client will be able to access it through an online platform, an online app that each machine comes with.
Using an internet service provider of your choice, one device is capable of connecting up to 4,000 devices, which includes smartphones, laptops, and tablets. It is easy to use, basically a plug-and-play machine with easy setup. But with a huge number of users, there is a possibility of the last person experiencing some downtime. But according to Bosco Somi, the device is fast to remedy this problem.
With this machine, you can be able to set a download threshold, a feature that no ISP has got outside there.
Right.
And the download threshold can be able to allow you to maximize and support more users.
The machine comes with a web platform that allows the administrator to monitor it remotely to know the amount of revenue generated by the machine. Now, let's take a look at how it works.
Come and click on the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi name will come. We click on that. It takes you to a pop-up on your screen. It gives you that, a platform. Now, if you have balance remaining, you can click continue and be able to continue. But if you want to become a new user, you can click insert coin. So we will insert coin. So insert coin. Insert. And it counts for you 20 shillings in real time. If you want to go online, you can go online. You can insert more. Shillings, so we can come and go online.
The terms of usage of the platform has made it attractive for many, given that you can pause the coverage, cut connection before the time elapses, and the remainder of your session can be carried forward and is usable to the next time you get connected. This is valid for a whole year. They say necessity is the mother of invention, and Bosco's aim to empower the youth has come at the right time when the government is battling the high rise of unemployment rates among the youth, which was made worse by the coronavirus pandemic. With innovations such as this, over-reliance on the government for employment will reduce, and the country will be able to grow economically if everyone goes to work. Samson Jura, KUTV.
Elsewhere, the ODM party has held its National Delegates Conference at the Kasarani Indoor Stadium, where it nominated its leader Raila Odinga as the sole presidential candidate for the 2022 general elections. Odinga and his allies insisted that they aim at uniting the nation in the function that was attended by President Uhuru Kenyatta. Here is Eliud Muteri with more.
The ODM party leader Raila Odinga has been nominated as the sole presidential candidate of ODM in the party's NDC held at the Kasarani Indoor Stadium.
I hereby declare that I don't promote Raila Odinga. So you're doing me wrong.
Mimi nitabeba bendera ya chungwa bila uoga wowote, bila wasiwasi wowote. Niko tayari.
Odinga and his allies held at the aim at uniting Kenyans, as the ODM leader insisted that politics does not have to interfere with the well-being of the country.
We are all agreed that whatever the rhetoric, the economic model, the technology we adopt, or the number of votes we win at an election, the only thing that will make the ultimate difference in the life of people is unity.
Msimamo wetu ni ule ambao kila mmoja amesema, Kenya izidi kuendelea. Kenya izidi kupata manufaa ya uongozi bora. Kenya watu wote wanasikizana. Kenya kusiwe na chuki ambayo haina maana.
President Uhuru Kenyatta was present at the event after gracing the Jubilee Party NDC that was being held concurrently with that of ODM at the KICC. The president also emphasized on the ADM's unity anthem, as he went on to say that Odinga is not a man of war. Odinga supporters have however promised a spirited race for rivals in the presidential run, accusing them of baseless accusations towards the ODM leader.
Nataka niwaambie wale wapinzani ambaye wako na mdomo mrefu. Uhuru Kenyatta ni mpole, Raila Odinga ni mpole, lakini sisi ni wafidhuli my friend, ukileta tutakuletea.
Various parties also revealed the alliance with the Azimio movement, including Jubilee, which has now fully backed Odinga's admission, together with the Oka coalition.
Sisi kama wana Oka, what is important ukituona sisi tuko hapa ndio kwamba tumekubali that those who we can do business with are here.
The Azimio la Umoja movement is set to reveal its flag bearer in 2 weeks' time, after Oka held that it will present its own aspirants. The political heat in the country continues to increase day by day, and today ODM party has nominated Raila Odinga as its sole presidential aspirant. But the main question remains, who shall be the flag bearer of the Azimio movement? Motweri Eliud, KUTV, Nairobi.
Indeed, who shall be the flag bearer of the Azimio movement? Now, it's all sad when a breakup happens, but it's all joy for someone else, if you get my drift. Anyway, drift away. This is By the Way, political satire by the way. Our reporter Harun has this with more. This story, stay tuned.
What is this magic? I need that magic.
Somebody call 911. Anything for your girl, give me more.
And I say my sugary body, dang.
Did you gain some weight during that quarantine period? Have you been looking for a program where you can watch, work out and lose some weight, get that good body, get the abs? Don't worry, because after Let's Be Fit, we got you. We're going to be coming each and every Thursday, 6:30 a.m. to 7 a.m. Don't miss any of our episodes. Remember, it's only on KUTV.
Ukiwa na dukuduku la michezo, tunafungua sanduku la dukuduku kwa ufahamu zaidi. Kila danadana, mitimko, mifiatuko na harakati zote ugani, sisi ni wako mwandani. Kukurukakara zote nyanjani, haziwezi kuangaziwa zaidi ya micharazo michezoni. Mimi mwanaspoti wako matata Peter Pinches Mwaora ndakuwa na jopo lenye maarifa sufufu, nikufahamishe na nikuburudishe wewe shabiki shakiki kwa uhakiki na kindakindaki. Bila shaka, mbiu ya mgambo ikilia, kuna jambo. Na sasa katika KUTV Rise Today, makala ya TBT, tunaongeza kuni, tunawasha moto. Tunaingia barabarani kuangalia hali ilivyo, takwimu za korona na kupa habari zinazojiri na zinazokuhusu na kujuza na kukumbusha yaliyotendeka siku kama hii ndani ya historia. Kisha na kuletea wageni na wataalam, tudadavui, tufahamu na tuchukue nafasi yetu kama vijana katika uongozi, uchumi na masuala ya kisiasa nchini. Na joto likizidi, tunaingia uwanjani, tunachambua spoti ya Kenya. Ni kila Alhamisi saa 1 hadi saa 4 asubuhi, nami Vincent Maina almaarufu Ojwang mtoto wa Mariam, ndani ya KUTV, a new experience.
Welcome back to the broadcast. We apologize for that minor inconvenience. Now, it's all sad when a breakup happens, but it's all joy for someone else if you get my drift. Anyway, drift away. This is By the Way, political satire by the way.
When the going gets tough, it's tough to go. And this was the case for the dear son of Samoei.
I want to tell you, you are not about to succeed. We will not buy what you are trying to sell to us.
You know, people forget. People forget. And you know, one of the greatest crimes that Kenyans do is our ability to forget. We never like to remember the bad things. Just like when we have good things, we want more.
And where did this all begin?
Matusi mimi niliwaambia, nimezeeka sasa, sina matusi. Ni ya mtu.
I want to repeat what I said in the Senate, that the divorce was going to be messy, noisy, and with casualties.
Prayers were key, but this was a door on the move.
Wengine wetu tumetoka mbali na tumepitia maneno mengi sana, isipokuwa ni kanisa na watu wa kuhubiri ambao wametuombea, sisi hatungekuwa hapa.
Akaniambia mimi yeye iko hapo, anaona kuna msichana ambaye sasa anaonekana anawachana na Bwana. Bado hata yeye anamtamani.
It's very settling to see your ex suit your next and you are left.
The shenanigans that went on in that place. I just tell people, once bitten, twice shy. Jichunge. Ule ambaye mnatembea naye, mchunguze, mwelewe, mfahamu vizuri.
Si mimi na mwenzangu tulienda na tukasema hatutaki kurudia, na tukarushiana mkono, na tukakuja TNA na URP tukaingiana pamoja. Kulikuwa ubaya? Kwa nini sasa jameni kuna ubaya mimi nikirushia ndugu yangu mkono nimwambie amani? amani, amani. Kuna ubaya wenzangu? Nataka niwaambie kwa wale ambao walikuwa wanafikiri kufanya kazi ni kufifia, kwa sababu kwa maruninga ni wao na makelele. Kazi sisi tumetimiza, na kama mlikuwa mnafikiri ya kwamba vinu vilikuwa vimefungwa, mjue utulivu usio kuogopa.
And in a moment of struggle came a brother who was willing to shake hands.
Niliwaambia juzi, mimi napenda ukweli. Si ndivyo wanasema? Wanasema hawasemi? Si ndivyo wanasema? Haya, nataka niwaulize. Tulienda ni kweli, na nikampatia baba mkono. When you have somebody and people within you who you have shared and volunteered to work together and shared almost straight down the middle responsibilities, then you abscond your responsibilities. Then on the other side, you have somebody who you reached out to for peace and has asked you for nothing and supported you and helped you. Which of the two is a better brother and a bigger brother?
When the matter hits this gear, there is no option. Even politicians tell the truth.
Mara moja, sio mara mbili, sio mara tatu. Kwa umati wa wananchi, nikaomba wenzangu, wenzetu, tutulie, tufanye kazi, wakati wa siasa utafika. Wakakataa kunisikiza jameni. Hata sio kukataa kunisikiza, hata ikawa ni matusi ya kusema sina uwezo wa kuambia wengine vile watafanya. Mimi
nataka niwaambie ukweli, because we have now to say the truth. On that Tuesday, hiyo Tuesday ya tarehe 9 mwezi wa 8,
nilimsukuma mpaka akakuwa prime minister. Si ni kweli? Nikafanya Uhuru Kenyatta, mimi nimemsaidia mpaka amekuwa rais. Si ni kweli? Sasa mimi niko na makosa na mtu? Si nimesema safari hii wacha nisaidie hawa mahasla, hata na hawa tuwainue. Kwani iko makosa?
And as the tire made the road felt the hug.
Na mimi nataka kwa heshima kubwa, sisi tunajua Rais Uhuru Kenyatta, ama hatumjui? Na tunajua tofauti ya Uhuru Kenyatta na mtu ya kitendawili. Si ndio jameni? Si Uhuru Kenyatta tunamjua? Si ni yule tulimpigia kura? Si ni yule rais wa saa hii? Si ni yule ataenda retire August mwaka huu? Na bwana kitendawili pia si tunamjua.
Be able to distinguish between politics and the needs of our people. Kama wewe tumechaguliwa pamoja na umeamua ya kwamba jukumu lako ni kuwa upinzani ndani ya serikali, mimi basi nikaenda kutafuta baba, nikaenda kutafuta Wiper, Gideon, nani, jameni njooni mnisaidie hapa kwa sababu mambo imekuwa mramu. Sasa wakinisaidia kutimiza ajenda yangu, ubaya uko wapi? Si ni mjinga hawezi kuenda kuomba usaidizi na nyumba yake huko inataka maji kuweka kuzima moto, na moto umewashwa na wale wako ndani. Nikienda kuambia jirani, ndoo ya maji njoo. Nimefanya makosa. Maji ikakuja ikazima moto, ajenda nikaweza kuendelea, nikaweza kufanya kazi. Mjinga ndio atanyamaza tu, awache nyumba ichomeka akiangalia. Mimi lazima nizime moto. Na nasema asante kwa hawa wazee kwa kunisaidia kuzima moto. Ama ni namna gani wenzangu? Na kuendelea na kazi. Si ndio?
That is how it goes. Harun, by the way,
what's happening in the world of sports. Sports Cabinet Secretary Ambassador Amina Mohamed maintains that Kenya will continue to clean up its house by putting systems of accountability in place as well as draft constitution that is fully aligned to the Constitution of Kenya. Amina's comment comes at the backdrop of FIFA ban imposed on Kenya, citing government interference when Sports CS disbanded Football Kenya Federation due to allegations of corruption and misappropriation of FKF funds. Amina, however, vowed to continue engaging World Football Governing Body FIFA with the hope of finding amicable solution to ailing football sector. It was raining goals in the Mumia Sports Complex today afternoon during Kenya Women's Premier League clash. Vihiga Queens, who tops the table, stamped the authority with 3 goals netted in the first half, courtesy of topista Situma Nabirie Joan and Maureen Acheng. The second half was even more electric, with the 3 players adding a goal each, and Christine Nafula joining the scoring league with her 2 goals. Tomorrow we'll see Zetech Sparks battling with Nakuru City Queens in their KWPL clash in the Nakuru AS Showgrounds, while Kisumu All Starlets will play host to Thika Queens in Moi Stadium. The Nationals basketball team Kenya Morans failed to deliver a win yet again as the team played Egypt-led team suffered a 56-66 loss from DRC and now sits below the log, having played 2 games and managed 2 points. Right, that wraps up our bulletin tonight. Many thanks indeed for keeping us company. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Sharon Wamboi. My name is Odida. Have a good night.
Hands in the sky, get ready for the anthem. 5, 4, 3, 2